Welcome to NISMO.TV News.
So the big news, if you haven't heard it this week, is that SuperGT is back on Nismo TV. The full 2017 season will be streamed live and in full here on this YouTube channel. Now, if you haven't watched it before, you're in for a treat. It starts this weekend, on Sunday morning in fact, at the Okayama circuit. That's going to be a cracking and both fascinating race with a bunch of new teams, driver lineups and some new technical regulations in the GT500 class. You can get the start time in your region along the bottom of the screen. Now, if you don't want to tune in live, you can of course watch on demand at any point. You can watch the last 2 years worth of Super GT on this channel. However, if you do tune in live, you get to talk to the commentators live in the studio, ask them questions, and they will come back to you during the commentary. So who are those commentators? That's been a matter of discussion on social media. Well, I can say I am back in the studio for all but one races this season. As usual in Thailand, I'll be in Japan. But the other commentator, well, for round one, it's Charlie Butler Henderson making his Super GT debut. It'll be fantastic to welcome him into the booth and we'll see how he gets on. But meanwhile, we mentioned those new driver lineups. Jan Mardenborough is in the GT500 debut and he's in the famous blue car. Well, to find out what it's like to be a GT500 driver and be a Welsh guy living in Tokyo, I caught up with Jan in a train station in Tokyo. We're here in Japan with a local resident from the area of Shinagawa. It's Mr. Jan Mardenborough. Hello, Jan.
Hello.
GT500. You're now going to be driving the famous blue car, which I believe is your favourite car in PlayStation days. So you've now done it, haven't you? You've gone all the way up through the PlayStation game. You've got to that top car. So now you are in it. You've won Gran Turismo.
It's weird. It's weird, but on Gran Turismo I never completed it. So either
now you admit it. Now you admit it.
Yeah, it's kind of a nice, you know, unlock. The best unlock you can get.
When was your first time in the GT500 car?
It was February at Sepang. It was actually after 2 days after Bathurst.
Oh really? So you flew from Australia to Malaysia?
I got some really good air miles for that.
Yeah.
It was ace. A lot of points. So yeah, that was the first time driving the car.
And what did you think? You know, Sepang is a quick track as well.
Yeah. I knew the car was going to be quick, power-wise, downforce, brakes, but what I didn't expect was the grip in the slow speed corner. Like, compared to a GT3 at turn 1 at Sepang, it feels like a good 10k quicker at minimum speed. And 10k at a corner where you're, you know, in between first and second, but doing, I don't know, 70k, about 50 miles an hour, is a big difference. And that was the most impressive thing I found with this car. I remember the first few laps arrived at turn 1 and then I'd brake and then mid-corner I'd turn the wheel and the car would turn, I'd turn a bit more, it would turn even more. I'm like, oh that's pretty impressive really. This championship, every driver in this championship is a factory driver, a professional driver. There's nobody there that's is there for any other reason bar speed and talent. So it's a nice feeling for myself to know that I'm at this stage in my career, and yeah, may it can continue.
And you'll see more of my terrible camera skills and hear, far more importantly, more from Jan Mardenborough in future episodes here on Nismo TV News. So hit subscribe and stay tuned. The week's in Nismo, and it's been a fantastic week for Nissan in Japan. In the Super Taikyu Endurance Series, Kondo Racing took victory in the opening round of that championship at Motegi. I was there, it was very cold, but nonetheless, that's a continuation of the dominance of the Nissan GT-R GT3 in the STX class of that championship. Meanwhile, back in Europe, in the European GT4 Championship, Roman Sarazan, GT Academy winner, and Charlie Fagg made their debut in that championship and indeed that class, and they had a mixed race at Misano. 2 races, in fact, 10th position in one, 11th in the other, midfield finish, but one of those races could be much better if it hadn't been hampered by a mid-race penalty. We'll hopefully hear from those two a little bit more later in the seasons. Coming up in the world of Nismo, IMSA is back in action and on a street circuit in California. It's Long Beach, and the Extreme Speed Motorsport with their DPI Nissan engined cars will be back in action. Great to see those on that fantastic track. Also in Tasmania, it's the Supercars Championship, and that racing series, the Nissan Altimas, are going to be action down under. And stay tuned and hit subscribe for this channel to find out more about these two cars behind me. We're going to have a Blancpain Endurance Series preview coming up on Nismo TV.
Oh, go! Hand-eye coordination there. Good driver training.